Hello race fans and welcome to One Hub Racing Season 19 for round number 5 here for the Singapore Grand Prix, brought to you by Next Level Racing, 3M Sim Racing and partnered with Vespertine and ERT. I'm your commentator Peter Nyland tonight, and joined with me is Sullivan Lewis once again. Hello Sully.
Good evening. This is hopefully going to be a better stream than we had to the start of last week, but we're back already. Let's see if the drivers are ready.
Yeah, hopefully everyone can hear us nice and clearly. We had some very wonderful technical issues that I've seen happen previously when people stream. Jacko Carr is asking for Risky to give us a wave, so Jacko wants a wave from you.
Of course
Risky.
he does.
Of course he does.
Should have been driver of the day yesterday, but we'll not talk about that anymore,
Yeah, you
Anyway.
played a very good part. I might have voted for you if you got me that P2, but we won't talk about it.
See if we see any of the similar teamwork tonight from anyone here.
Yeah, so one new driver that I'm aware of is Speed Y Racer joins mid-season, racing for Alfa Romeo, teammate of Anosi MCFC, who has made it this year. Can hear both you clearly. Cheers, Jacko. Don't crash in your one and only Aston Martin. I won't give you much of a commentator's curse.
It's going to be an interesting one tonight as well, with the track and the nature of just... It's a long track, but it's also a long race. So
Yeah, it's going to be a long one because
bear with us.
yeah, race regulations go on distance, not number of laps. With this track being so short, is why there's so many laps. It's not because it takes 1 minute 31 to get around the track, is how many laps there are. It's just the fact that it's now going to be 31 laps of 1 minute 40s, or even more worse if there's rain.
Lovely.
Yeah, so the three softest tyre compounds being used here in Singapore: C5, C4 and C3. Soft, medium, hard in that order. 9 laps for the soft, 16 for the medium and 28 for the hard. So the hards can pretty much do the entire race if you were to do a one stop. However, here in One Hub, 2 stop mandatory no matter the weather. So I would be expecting drivers to start on the softs and get off them as quickly as possible to do a easy double medium stint. So you can pit lap 1 and do a double medium stint to the end.
Yeah, you can indeed. Obviously weather dependent on that one because it's Singapore, and we do tend to see Singapore in the wet a few times, so bit of an interesting one there, as I've just got our drivers press conference. This week's was for Jacko. Top 10 last week, and a heaven for wheel users. Surely a push for a podium is coming for you around the streets of Singapore. His answer: can't say Singapore is a favourite of mine. I'm a wheel user, but I don't agree with it being heaven. I'd like a podium, but don't expect it to come. It'll be a race where we'll just see what we can do. It's a long race, and it will be far from fun. Far from fun is probably how I describe this race, but again, if you get good positions and a few little battles, you can make this race just as exciting as all the rest. So nice to see some more interaction from this tier. A lot of these drivers in this tier do all of the media days, so big props to those guys as well.
Yeah, mention, I think, not fun. I think if you get yourself into a rhythm around this track, the laps will start to tick by ever so slowly. It's when the pace starts, say there's safety cars and you get damage or something, that really ruins the performance you're going to deliver on track.
Yeah, it's all about keeping your head around this track as well. It's a little bit like, I always describe it as Monaco but better, because as much as Monaco is a great track, you don't get much racing, but this is like Monaco with the racing, excuse me.
Yeah, a little bit more open, full side-by-side action. Plenty of overtaking opportunities. We'll run through them as we see drivers on their qualifying laps. 23 corners, 3 to the left, No, 3 to the left. 14 to the left. Imagine if there was only 3 left corners in
3
the
to the
race.
left.
14 to the left, 9 to the right. 3 DRS zones, so there are plenty of opportunities for overtaking. Run down towards turn 1 is your first DRS. You've got a second DRS on your run down towards turn 7. Then the final one is on the run down towards turn 14, which is one of the newer DRS zones on this track. 3 essential opportunities for overtaking, but I'm not going to be surprised if we see anyone go for a lunge in towards turn 13, 90 degree to 90 over 90 degree left-hander. That can be an opportunity for drivers to overtake. And then obviously if you get a nice run through turn 15 and 16, maybe an opportunity towards 18, but it's very tight in that final sector.
Yeah, it is indeed, and I think qualifying is going to be just as important as the race itself here. Now, a lot of the times we do say, obviously, a race is never won, and on a Saturday, race is never won at turn 1, but track position can be everything. If you get held up in traffic around this track, as much as the undercut is powerful, traffic is worse, so you just have to time it right, get a clean lap in as well in qualifying, and then obviously, if you're on the front row, you're golden. Maybe if you're at the back, you try something different, but 2 stops everybody has to do. Just depends how you do them.
Yeah, hopefully whoever's tuning into the stream, if you are racing, let us know and give us an update on weather, because that can be really crucial to how we choose drivers, what we're going to see. If drivers are going to qualify in mediums, then there's obviously going to be a dry start. However, could be a dry to wet start, and you want to start on mediums to get all the way to the wet conditions. Could be an opportunity there, but I think a dry race makes it less boring in terms of action on track.
It does indeed. Now,
dry quali looks like, but it's very grey. I can see a lot of grey in the sky. So
you
not
nice.
nice.
Quicker than me. That's not fair.
And I can't even use the PS5 excuse.
No, what's that all about?
Weather dry with very low chance of rain. Is that both? Yeah, both sessions. Thank you, Michael.
Lovely. So we're going to get a boring race. Well, it's never boring in one hub, let's be honest. But a few drivers coming out the pits. I just wanted to mention hot and cold because we mentioned it last week. We're going to mention it this week again. Rageman32 is our hot driver. As stated on commentary by myself as well. Can he win a race in the second half? I'm sure he's as well placed as anyone could be this week in the unpredictable nature of the Singapore event. Cold is King Jin, and I don't know if he was one of the. I don't know if he was cold, if he's been cold before, but
yeah,
still without a point. So
yeah,
he's not had the best of starts, but failed to finish last week. Maybe in Singapore he can get a shock win, but just need to see if he's got it in him. He is the current prospect champion, as we both saw last season. So maybe if he brings out his inner prospect, he'll get some good points in points.
Something to note as well. Singapore was quite early in last season's calendar when I commentated on prospect. I noticed that the big guys, the big boys that were running at the front in prospect, tangled over each other. And then that's where Kingjin found his form. I think he won there, and then picked his feet up and carried on strongly to the rest of the season and secured the championship. Whether he's got enough rounds to complete that is entirely up to his form and racecraft going forward. A lot of drivers on track at the moment. Everyone getting out there, although there's no real threat of rain from what I've been told. A lot of drivers wanting to get out there nice and early. A lot on mediums. About 7 of the 18 on the grid on mediums. They include Liam, Speed, Y-Racer, Aaron, Jacko, Quinn, IRL Neon and Hooky. In terms of the driver standings, as everyone's going to be out setting laps nice and early to give us a good idea of what the pace is expected. We'll go on board with Lawrence, who's invalidated. We'll go on board with Liam, who's invalidated. Funnily enough, everyone that I want to go on board with is invalidated. Kingjin is not invalidated, so we'll go on board with him. In terms of drivers' standings, Aaron's second win of the season launches him to the top with 63 points, ahead of fellow One Hub Racing premium driver Gazerman, who's got 1 win, 2 podiums this season on 51. So the gap's 12 points, so more work to be done for Red Bull. Colin sits third in the other Mercedes, so Mercedes looking very strong in the constructors on 110 points. With Colin in third. Rageman, after his third podium back to back, I believe it was, for the Haas driver, he now sits fourth, only 5 points off the podium and only 9 points off Gazerman. Speed Quinn, after his victory in Hungary, and unfortunately didn't get the best of results in France, sits fifth for Williams on 29, so there's a big gap between top 4 and the rest of the field. Giggle, with an impressive podium last week, sits sixth in the other Haas, so Haas strong in the points as well for the constructors. Liam in the Alpine, One Hub Racing premium driver on 20, very strong driver from last season in Prospect, yet to score a podium this season. Jake, another One Hub Racing premium driver in the other Alpine, is on 20, so both Alpines on 20. Got Lawrence in the Alpha Tauri, sits 9th, and O'Sully rounds out the top 10 in the second Ferrari, although I think it might be the leading Ferrari. It is. Leading McLaren then is Mason Jr. on 14 points, One Hub Racing premium driver. Trunders, the second Red Bull, is on 14 points as well. Second McLaren Hookie is on 13, so close rivalry between the two McLarens. And ERT driver Jacko sits 14th on 12 points. Venezia MCFC on 10 after missing last week's race. Speedway is on 6 points. Kingen still yet to score a point, along with Goodlip, IRL Neon and Andreas. And I believe Speedway Racer is in place of Andreas, who has retired from the session. Not a good start for Yuri in his first One Hub race.
Yeah, I was just I wasn't watching him exactly. I was on board with one of the other drivers, but I think we saw 2 yellow flags, 2 retirements. Liam lost it where Goodlip's going through now, so the longer right-hander in the first sector. Yuri, I think, lost it coming around the final corner and into the pit wall as well. So both those drivers on the mediums looking to settle up, and neither of them are going to. So it's going to be a long race for those two as well. Just got to see, obviously, what happens in the race now, as Gazerman is currently sitting provisional pole, maybe trying to regain some form and prove himself back at the top after a pretty poor France race last week.
Yeah, lost a lot of points. I believe the gap was very close between the two. 1 point, I think, separated them. Now it's 12 after one round, so it shows how difficult or how dramatic one race can turn the championship upside down. Aaron, who won last week, is on the mediums and currently sits 5/10 off pole with a 38 dead in 4th place. So Mercedes 3-4 at the moment, both going off for alternate strategies so far. And yeah, not a good start for Liam and Yuri. They're both guaranteed to start outside the top 10 and could sit further down.
This qualifying session will get a lot closer at the end of the race. It always does in points tier, and even though now we've got a lot of drivers on track, a lot of drivers setting times early on, which we don't usually see. I feel like the closer towards the end of the session, the closer the lap times will be. So pole time at the minute, maybe looking. Yeah, it's just seeing that on my end as well. Quinn has gone deep. Unfortunate for him, but yeah, as I was saying, I feel like we're going to see a low 37, maybe even a high 36 if these drivers can push to their limits, especially if Aaron's got a lot of time, even with those mediums, maybe softs, and go even quicker.
I think
Gazerman.
Sorry to interrupt. I think they'll go even quicker than that, because I noticed a lot around Singapore. Singapore is one of those tracks where track evolution is so incredible that all these times that are set at the start of the session are only crucial if you invalidate for the rest of the session, which is quite easy to do. Speedy Queen, as someone says in chat, goes 5th on the medium, so second fastest on the medium tyres. 3 on mediums inside the top 10. Jacko punted for the mediums, currently outside with a 40.8. Probably go for softs.
Yeah, I would indeed. So, the gap between Rageman, Gazerman, rather large at the minute, you have to say. However, that will come down. Jacko moves up 1 place as he goes for his second lap on the mediums, so I think he's just getting a few laps in on those medium tyres and switching to a set of softs towards the end. Hooky and Speedway yet to set laps, along with Goodlip, who is out on track on his outlap. We have a yellow flag in sector 1. I think that is just the Haas getting out of the way. Yeah, I think so. There's the 2 Aston Martins, one behind the other. So I was going to say maybe a bit of slipstream, but there's not really another place you can do that unless you do it. Final corner down the straight, as it's a yellow flag for a Red Bull.
The one from 5 to 7. The one from 5 to 7 is a good place to give slipstream if there were going to be any teamwork. Speaking of teamwork, Mercedes lead the constructors with 110. Mentioned that, and have a humongous gap to Haas, who now sits second on 68. Red Bull are third on 65. Alpine on 40. Williams on 29. McLaren 27. Ferrari on 20. Aston Martin 16. Hopefully now with a second driver for Aston Martin they can score some more points. AlphaTauri on 16 and Alfa Romeo on 10. So some work to do for Yuri in the Alfa Romeo.
It's going to be an interesting debut, I think, for the likes of Yuri. Well, it's Josh Yuri actually making his debut because...
Goodlip as well, isn't it? Did Goodlip race last week?
Very good point.
I don't think he did. It might be a debut in this tier, maybe debut in one hub for him as well in Aston Martin.
Well, both of these drivers are going to have their work cut out against a grid of experienced drivers, not only in one hub but in many other leagues, many other places. They've just got to see if one of them can maybe upset the order and go put themselves in a good position. As Gazerman is going to get a lovely run behind Kingdon through turns 1 and 2. It's now if Kingdon will get out of the way or if Kingdon's also on a lap. I think Kingdon started his lap as well, so Gazerman's going to be very close to the back of Kingdon.
This could be beneficial for Gazerman or not, because Kingdon's so far slower than Gazerman in the qualifying order so far, and with Gazerman more pace to find, is it not going to better Kingdon unless he can get by. Gazerman, however, is in the rivalry with Aaron for this week. With nobody being a naughty engine on track, then this is solely down to possible title rivals. Much like real life F1, it's between Red Bull and Mercedes. Let's hope this doesn't cause a couple of collisions between Gazerman and Aaron. And Gazerman was asked, why do you hold the advantage in the title race and how will this help you take the lead when it matters? Aaron was asked, how have you gotten off to a strong start to lead? Surely that puts all the pressure on Gazer to beat you on track.
And while Pete was reading those, we have Gazerman invalid on his lap, so the slipstream from Kingdon did not really help him. A dirty air ruined him a little bit in the second sector, so unfortunate for him, but still time to go again.
I don't think Kingdon improved either. O'Sully, who I was on board with while reading this out, did go quicker than Gazerman. So Aaron's response to a strong start is to just try to be consistent and avoid as many incidents as possible with a bit of luck. Yeah, Hungary didn't have the best run, and Gazerman's response is, if I'm honest, Aaron is the top dog, he's the one to beat, so he has all the pressure. I'll be there to pick up on his mistakes, and maybe he will start feeling more pressure the closer he is to the title. Yeah, could buckle under pressure. I think Gazerman's been a title winner before, so he knows how this works. And currently sat on the front row compared to Aaron on the third, but Aaron yet to set a time on those soft tyres. He is on softs now and he's coming through the second sector. He's got an Aston Martin ahead, which shouldn't be too much trouble, of Goodlip on an outlap. Hopefully his outlap is as quick as Aaron's middle and final sector. Did you get task set up, Whiskey? I never got asked.
I did not.
Unfortunately, no TAS with us. Might be an actual game issue with TAS completely, because there have been problems. TAS and the data collected when the game glitches can be a little bit dodgy. Hopefully, Codemasters can sort their bleep out and get on with it. Sort it. You can see that the League racing community is not happy with the platform itself, with how bad the game is. But Aaron showing he probably doesn't want to start on the softs. He didn't invalidate, maybe just not quick enough. Currently 5th. Gonna help with his strategy in the long run, but if there's an early safety car, he can be kind of screwed. Same with Quinn if he can't improve on softs. Jacko will have to go again. Who else we got on laps? We got IRL Neon, I think, is harvesting. Mason is harvesting as well. MCFC is invalidated, and Goodlip, one driver yet to set a time, is on a flyer, I think. Yep, he's using his EOS. Very tricky track, no Singapore sling. But here was an opportunity I mentioned in towards turn 11, I think that is. Drivers, if the door is left open, someone can sneak up the inside. These cars are very wide, 2 meters, just enough to go side by side through there, but it's going to have to be between the drivers to decide whether they want to make contact or not. How aggressive are you going to be?
The nature of this track of being how slow it is why we see so many yellow flags in qualifying. The amount of drivers having to slow down to get out of the way, and the way this game works is because drivers getting out of the way are at slow speed. And oh, Jacko is now sideways through the tunnel, nearly collected a Williams, I think that was, of Quinn.
His teammate comes across the line and is only half a tenth behind Jacko, so not a bad lap from Goodlip.
Very unfortunate for Jacko. I was on board with him, just hoping he was basically, well, he was hoping he's going to get a good lap, but we said in the interviews prior he's not a big fan of the track as it stands. So
it's got no front wing.
Yeah, unfortunate for him.
Trying to catch someone. I know O'Sully's on a lap. He's just got by Jacko. I'm trying to think if whether he's going to be last. He's going to be first across the line on a flyer. Don't see any times. I think Quinn's just started a lap. And these drivers that are on the mediums inside the top 10, they really need to decide whether they want to start on the softs or the mediums. It's going to be crucial for the start of the race if there's an early safety car. Sully comes around the final couple of corners. Double left, up to the line. 37.1 is still his time to beat. No improvement. But will he go again? I think he will. There's plenty of time for him to go again.
Everybody on track is now out on the softs, apart from the McLaren of Mason and Jacko, who just pit. Rageman also not coming out to do another lap.
Yeah, not enough time. Quite a long pit lane down here as well. Like 28 seconds, 24 to 28 seconds in this pit lane. So not only is it a slow track to race around, it's a slow track pit lane as well. I think it's 37 mile an hour entry, and the exit's quite tight. You don't want to cross the white line or you might get penalised. The second Ferrari is currently a massive Ferrari 18 car sandwich. Sully at the top, Speedway at the bottom. Speedway is on a flyer, but I think he's backed off and not going to set a time.
Starting from the back could be difficult, but could also work for him. So have to wait and see on that one. Who's next to cross the line?
Goes 9th. Quinn's after that, round the final 2 corners. Has enough time to go again. D-rates, but does go provisional pole with a 36.8. I said the track would ramp up, and there it is. Quinn on provisional. Can go again if he wants, but probably won't want to on the soft tyres.
Yeah, really quick lap
Oh,
from Quinn.
no. Gazzaman's got to do it again. I don't know whether Kingdon's in Gazzaman's head, but Kingdon is right in front of Gazzaman yet again. As Sully goes even quicker than Quinn on his run, gets a 36.8 as well. So very tight at the top.
Yeah, I was just saying, that's a really good lap from Quinn. I said high 36 is definitely possible, and then Sully goes and beats him ever so slightly. But now we have Gazzaman following Kingdon around the tightest part of the track. Felipe Massa made a bit of a nice overtake, turn 13, many years ago. Maybe we'll see some of that in the race. But it's going to be Kingdon then will be our first driver of this pack to cross the line.
Yeah, qualifying is over, and I don't know what Williams have done to Red Bull, or what Red Bull have done to Williams to make them come out in front of them for 2 flying laps in a row. So this is really going to hurt Gazzaman here. Even though he's catching up to Kingdon, he won't go any quicker than him unless the gap was significant. Oh, Kingdon hits the wall. This is going to really affect Gazzaman's run through the final corner. As Kingdon goes slowly, he's going to go off the track. Gazzaman's coming through. Is he going to take provisional pole? He does improve to 3rd and is on the 2nd row ahead of Rageman. Behind, I think a Haas improve of Giggle. Next to the 2 Mercedes. Colin round the final 2 corners. Lawrence up to 3rd. Colin to 6th. What can his teammate do? Aaron round the corner and takes provisional pole position with 36.6 from our championship leader. And I think that is the end of qualifying as Quinn decides to pit, and O'Sully will pit as well. Wow, what an end to that qualification. I said the track would ramp up, and it did, and significantly by over a second.
Yeah, those high 36s started to become mid 36s, so good few laps from the top 4, top 5. Some other guys not managing to improve quite well, but again, it's a 31 lap race around a track that's gonna really test these drivers' skill, but also concentration. So the race really says it all. But again, track position is key. So if Aaron could keep P1 into turn 1, I think he'll be golden.
He will be. So it's a Mercedes on the front row, but it's a Ferrari that rides alongside him. I haven't seen that around Singapore for a while. So it's Aaron from Sully, and then the Williams of Quinn is up there on the 2nd row, joined by Lawrence in the AlphaTauri. Next is Gazzaman, quite a distance away from the pole sitter in terms of collecting points to try and keep that gap. He's 5th. Rageman, the highest Haas, is in 6th, with Colin, the 2nd Mercedes, in 7th. Kingdon, after holding up Gazzaman, only starts 8th. Hookie is 9th, and the other Haas, Giggle, rounds out the top 10. IRL Neon, Mason Jr., MCFC, Jacko, Goodlip, all get started on fresh tyres after qualifying outside the top 10. Liam and Yuri are the only drivers that failed to set a qualifying time. They tried it on the mediums and retired from the session quite early on. No real practice for them in these conditions, and will start on fresh tyres at the back of the grid. The only way is up for those 2 drivers.
The only way is either up or in a wall.
Hopefully not the wall.
Yeah, let's hope we can get an 18-car start, 18-car finish.
That'd be the dream, wouldn't it?
It doesn't necessarily have to be all cars finishing on the same lap, but still, 18-car finish would be lovely.
Would indeed. As much as I enjoy seeing crashes in real F1, I like seeing drama in real F1. If there's contact, if there's an incident, then that could spice things up. When I'm commentating, I like a little bit of contact, but no full-blown accidents or anything. We want to see every single driver start, finish.
The best drivers will come out cleanest.
I wouldn't say the best. I'd say the ones who hold their head. Long race.
That's true.
31 laps. You have an instance at lap 1, you could start losing your head. But if you keep it clean, or even if you don't lose your head, if you get damaged, you just pit, get the clear air and try and recover some points. Top 12 score points, I believe. So a lot of points playing positions on offer. Especially if there are some retirements late on.
Soft, medium is the strategy for lots of the top 10.
All of the top 10.
Singapore normally, yeah.
I'd say all of the top 10 would do soft, medium.
Unless someone goes soft, medium, soft, maybe soft, hard, soft. But
I don't think that's
soft, medium,
mathematically possible.
yeah.
It is mathematically possible, but you're stretching both sets of softs out for 8 laps each, and then you got to do 15 on the medium. So I don't think, and that's including a set of softs that you start on and have qualified on that are going to be really worn. So I think it'll be an easy soft, medium, medium for the leaders. The rest of the field, however, is quite interesting. 3 drivers choosing for the hards. That's Neon, Jacko, and Goodlip. So equal strategy for the 2 Aston Martins. Hopefully everyone realises you have to do 2 stops. So hard tyres are just going to be one, maybe just to keep pushing, and maybe go soft. Medium tyres for Mason Jr., MCFC, Yuri, Liam, and Speedway. They'll be going long 15 laps into this race just to begin with. Maybe 13, go for an undercut. Undercut can be quite powerful around here if you have the clear air, but if you are stuck in traffic and can pit for clear air, I would do so because it's quite potent, especially with tyre wear. It's such a long lap time that those fresh tyres are quite beneficial.
Yeah, and I'm just looking now at Liam on track. For me, I'm assuming it's the same. He's all the way back in Sector 2, and everyone else is coming through the final sector, so I'm not quite sure
whether he's had a spin, but surely he should be going quicker than this. Otherwise, there's going to be some serious reprimand if this is not a game glitch, if this is him driving, because
he's a long way back.
Yeah, that's quite illegal, and even in F1 standings, you should never be that far back.
Interesting on that part. Because Yuri and Speedway around the final corners.
Yeah, everyone's going to be sat on the grid for an eternity while we wait for Liam. So this will probably go to the stewards.
Yeah,
he is up to something, but he's really ruining everyone else's race by doing it. He has not only lost 2 positions somehow, so he's broken the formation lap rule of staying in position realistically. He's also taking his sweet time. Not only is this track long enough for the entire race, but he's made this formation lap incredibly long. Yeah, you pick up the pace, please.
Yeah, not only as well, I know there's trying something and being a little bit strategical, but then there's leaving it that long. You wouldn't see someone like, I don't know, Fernando Alonso, he's in an Alpine doing this, so interesting one from Liam. Maybe a penalty coming his way, maybe not, but finally makes it to the grid, and over to you for your lights out and away we go.
Whoa, he's beat me to it. But yeah, I don't know about you, but Aaron was not on this grid slot.
He was.
He is now, and we're waiting for the 5 red lights for the Singapore Grand Prix here in one hub. Points tier, a lot of jump starts at the very back, and lights out, and away we go. Good start from Aaron. A few cars at the back jump starting. It's going to be side by side between the Mercedes and the Ferrari, and the Williams tries to go around the outside. There's contact between Gazzaman and Quinn. Gazzaman gets spun into the wall. Side by side between Aaron and Sully still, as there's a yellow flag in sector 1. Aaron holds on to the lead, but this is where the slipstream is going to come into effect. No DRS for the first 3 laps, but this is O'Sully's best opportunity to get an overtake early on in this race, if he has the pace, because the rest of the lap is quite difficult to overtake on. Quinn had the contact with Gazzaman as he goes to attack Sully in towards turn 7, and the Williams guys almost make contact at the rear. Kington's got a good start up to 4, so it's a Williams 3-4. Lawrence has dropped a few, 1 position I think. He's in 5th. Colin is in 6th as Giggle gets by Yuri. Yuri's had a amazing start off on the back of the grid, already up to 10th position as he goes side by side with Giggle. He's going to have to go around the outside as Giggle forces him off the track. No respect there between Alfa Romeo and Haas, and Yuri gets the positions anyway.
Yeah, he's going to fight it like Felipe Massa style into turn 13. I joked about that happening in qualifying, and we've already seen a move there already. So good start from Yuri in the Alfa Romeo, but he has got the softs. Giggle on the softs behind him. Giggle is going to try and force his way through now, so Yuri will need to just be a bit sensible about this.
He's gone up the inside of Hooky there, and they're still side by side. What a move from Yuri. He's already up to 9th. He started at the back and is the leading driver on mediums. He's got Neon ahead of him on the hards. They're going to take a while to heat up as Giggle now has hit the wall going under the bridge and is now at the back of the grid along with Gazaman, as Aaron leads the field from Sully, Quinn, Kingen, Lawrence, Colin, Rageman, Neon, Yuri. As Hooky has either made a mistake, he's in the pits, spinning the pit lane. Oh no, was he one of the drivers who got a drive through? I don't think so, but he has now got a 5-second stop go penalty for an early pit stop. Two drivers that did drive through, did get a drive through for a jump start. That's Goodlip and Speedway. They will probably come in now.
Goodlip's having a pit stop though this time rather than a drive through, so he's going to have to pit again the following lap.
Yeah, so this is a strategic call from the team. Because he has wing damage, they have to serve the car. I think that's just an inbuilt game, in-game, built into the game, that if you have damage and you come to the pits, the car must be serviced, always. So yeah, not what Speedway would have wanted. He probably would have been comfortable on those mediums to continue, but that wing damage has set him back and he's now going to have to do a drive-through later on. Up near the front, Speed Quinn seems to be trying to hang on to the DRS. One more lap, yellow flag sector 1. There's a Ferrari. I believe that's Speedway. Yeah, is spun on those really cold, hard tyres. It will take a long time to get those into a nice groove rhythm. At the start of a Grand Prix, cars heavy on fuel. It's normally towards the end of the race when the hard tyres feel their best because you're going to have lower fuel. Liam's had a good start up to 12th, and he is having an issue with himself. I don't think he's made a pit stop, but he's a long way off Jacko, who's attacking Mason Jr. As we've got a nice little glitch in the timing boards. Kington has gone by on Quinn. Quinn decides to pit earlier. Sully gets the fastest lap. And now DRS is enabled. It's going to be very beneficial for Sully on the run down towards turn 7 if he can keep it nice and clean. Starting to lose a little bit more time, but I think you have to be within that half a second window for any opportunity to overtake, because around this straight you're going to want high downforce for such slow corners. Therefore overtaking is going to be difficult. But we have a virtual safety car. Who is that for? This is going to benefit Quinn, who's already in the pits. Was it for Speedway?
The virtual safety car was in fact for Yuri, who went round at the final corner, and then as he went into turn 1, luckily he hasn't lost too much time. He sort of spun around, lost a bit of time to the pack ahead, but about maybe 10 seconds or so, but spun around, and then at turns 1 and 2 just all out of shape. So warm tyres, should I say, rather than worn. Just struggling a little bit at the final couple of corners, so just needs to take it a little bit easy now for the rest of the race. Just get his head down, and I think that might knock his confidence just a little bit after his what really is an incredible start. As Goodlip retires in the pit lane, I think.
Yeah. I noticed that Lawrence had dropped down a few positions, so I was trying to calculate how many positions Yuri had actually lost. He's actually lost quite a few because he's now behind Jacko. A lot of drivers did pit, but Yuri was behind Neon as we go green flag running once again. Lawrence has no front wing, so we'll have to box. So whatever Neon does, I think Neon's going to stay out anyway because he's on the hard tyres. Lawrence will have to pit, and it's going to be a little bit of a danger to the drivers behind that are going to catch up. Hopefully he can get through this final sector. It's quite tight, and you don't want to be letting drivers through in this sector. And hopefully the McLaren doesn't get held up too much. Lawrence should be clear, and hopefully doesn't bounce over the curb through the pit lane. As Sully would have had an opportunity into turn 7, now gets second bite at the cherry next lap. He did have DRS down start finish straight. He's a little bit closer than where he was last time. This is Sully's opportunity to overtake, or could just be forcing Aaron to use his tyres while he sits back and harvests his ERS. Sully has a lot more ERS, and I know ERS is very difficult to harvest around this track. It has been over the past couple of games, I'm aware, but I think it might be a little bit more easier to manage, especially if you've got DRS and don't need to attack.
Yeah, exactly. Yuri getting past Jacko pretty quickly, pretty easily, so that might have been into turn 1, I think. Jacko on those hard tyres, maybe not having the best of times, and close on track as well between Colin and Kingen for third on the grid. So these guys fighting have got Rageman just behind as well. So this battle for the podium already looking quite tasty for Williams and Kingen, just maybe holding the two drivers up behind a little bit, maybe allowing Quinn to catch up. Quinn already making his pit stop, so virtual safety car helped him a little bit. He's just got to keep his head down because he could be on for some good points today for sure.
Yeah, just saw Lawrence go past Hooky down towards turn 7. Lawrence making that pit stop, having to suffer the wing change, cost him time, and did fall behind Hooky as they came side by side through turn 2. But with the benefit of DRS, Lawrence got through, but MCFC is now stuck behind Hooky, both pitted at the same time, and one stop already made. Net race leader as Rageman and Colin go side by side. Colin's into the pits, Rageman stayed out. He's got DRS, so I don't see why he wouldn't stay out.
Yeah, use it for an extra lap.
Sorry, just awing it. The medium tyres are now in that fully functional working window where they are the best tyres. The softs are going to be dead. This is your opportunity to shine, as proven by Liam there. Fastest lap. Even though they're worn tyres, they're fast tyres. Where's Colin going to come out in respect to Lawrence? Lawrence is coming around the final corner, so I think Colin's got a nice bit of clear air. He will have Liam ahead of him, who's yet to make a pit stop. Quinn slotted in between the two of them. Quinn now hunting down Jacko, who is on the hard tyres. Yuri now on the back of the other McLaren of Mason as a VSC gets deployed. Not sure what's that for. Could be for debris. There is a Haas quite far back of Giggle. Whether that's anything to do with him. Speedway is caught behind Jacko for blue flags. So Quinn's going to want to get by him quickly. Yuri's just letting the delta drop a bit because the gap was like less than a second. It's now 1.8, so maybe just giving himself a bit of a breather, letting the delta build up. Quite tricky under virtual safety car, trying to get the restart right, because whatever you've gained or whatever your delta is, whether it's minus or positive, it resets itself to about half a second positive. And if you're accelerating from like a 3-second positive delta, it's gonna take some time for you to slow the car down and get yourself positive, because I've been at fault nearly a few times speeding under safety car.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate game mechanic because the top two drivers come into the pits, and if we'll see any more. If the VSC, yeah, we do see a few more actually. Kingdon and Rageway. Yuri's going to dive into the pits as well. He's going to take the VSC opportunity, even though he was flying on those mediums. So
mediums?
Stop. Yeah, could be the way to go. Mediums for all the soft running drivers.
Or maybe hards now, because you're going to have to run. If you run mediums now, you're going to have to run hards. So yeah, hards now, maybe mediums again. Softs could be a possibility as well. But yeah, hard tyres are going to take you a long way, and it's quite strategic that Yuri's done that. Followed the drivers he was attacking and could have pace at the end. As we get new to the yellow flag in sector 1. Is that the Haas of Giggle?
That's Kingdon.
It's Kingdon. Oh no. Came out of the pits quite a way behind Quinn, so the undercut has worked marvellously for Quinn, even though Quinn did get a VSC pit stop. All of those did, so the undercut has worked amazingly. Another yellow flag, sector 1. I think that's been cleared now. Quinn now your net race leader. No, Aaron's still net race leader as Quinn gets by Jacko. So Quinn net P2.
Close, though, Quinn and Aaron are now. Yeah,
the undercut very powerful. Clear air has helped a treat. There's a ghosted car in front of Quinn. I'm not too sure who that is. Is it the Ferrari?
It is, I believe it's Speedway.
Yeah.
As Giggle now retires in the pit lane, so sensible, I suppose, for him for retiring. But just, there goes any hope of 17 drivers. We were never going to get 18 with Goodlet retiring straight away. But Quinn trying to get past Speedway, probably not helping it. They're inside each other, but now he has cleared the Ferrari, can see the track in front of him and go hunt down Aaron for this net race lead.
Yeah, Aaron's going to get caught in a little bit of traffic if he catches up to these guys. Both gaining 10 positions on Neon and Mason, so due credit there, as Liam's now up to 6th after getting by O'Sully, who's got no front wing. That's crucial now for his race. He did pit under the VSC and has had made contact with either Jacko or Liam, and now has to make his second pit stop for probably the hard tyres to the end. They are hard tyres, nice and shiny, front wing, and we'll go to the end.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that happened come post race, but It's quite easy to just make one tiny little mistake in front wing in bits, or not even on your car completely. But Liam's having a bit of a good comeback. I know he's not made a stop yet, but a lot of the top 6 have not. Only Aaron and Quinn, so there's 4 drivers out of them to not pit so far. So maybe hoping for a safety car or something like that, so he can dive in.
Yeah, that could happen.
Ahead of Colin as well, so Rageman. I think Rageman made the move on track actually ahead of Colin before the pit stops, and then has come out in that 7th position. So that's crucial for him now. He needs to work on getting past Liam and then Jacko on the hards. Jacko, not exactly the quickest man out there on his hard tyres, but can't say he's doing a bad job for where he is.
No, and I won't say he's the easiest man to overtake. Unless he wants to let you by, he will put up a fight. Liam, he should fight Liam because they're on the same strategy in terms of pit stops. However, Jacko may be running very long into this race. It could be very beneficial if a safety car does come out. Aaron's getting by the McLaren of Mason down towards turn 1 after setting the fastest lap. So the benefit of DRS working there for the Mercedes, and that's one piece of traffic, one piece of traffic out the way, and one car separating Quinn and Aaron. Quinn's going to have to get by Mason very quickly as well. This is crucial as well because this is where Yuri would have been essentially if he had not stopped. He probably would have gotten by Mason as Liam gets by Jacko with the benefit of DRS on the run down towards 7. What can Rageman do? Can he get involved? Jacko goes defensive on the Haas. Haas is going to go late under the brakes towards turn 7. Jacko runs wide, going to get a bad exit. It's going to leave Rageman to go around the outside. Jacko defends the inside. Under and over from the Rageman, but these cars are very wide and trying to go for the switchback again on the fresher tyres. Rageman's going to have the inside. What can Jacko do? Defends, and there's contact. Rageman goes straight on. Not sure whether he picks up any damage, but loses a position to Colin. And now Colin's chance has gained a position on. Rageman is now the next man to attack Jacko, as has already lost 2 seconds to Liam ahead.
If neither of those drivers in Rageman or Colin have wing damage, that is very lucky, because there's just wing to wheel in terms of front wing of Colin, but on Rageman's rear tyre that just about caught them out, and then Rageman had to go straight on basically to avoid that incident because Colin couldn't quite brake in time. So Jacko proving vital in terms of these guys' races as a roadblock for the so basically keeping the drivers in front ahead. So Liam will be thanking Jacko after this race for all his hard work he's putting in. There's Quinn now down the inside of Mason, so a couple of laps later, or a lap later, same move as Aaron. Not as easy though, so
lost about 2 seconds.
Yeah,
but waited for the DRS, very beneficial to wait. And now he's on a charge. By the way, that battle there between Colin and Rageman and what Jacko's holding up is the battle for the final spot on the podium.
Rageman is going to line Colin up. Both drivers got DRS. Rageman's going to go down the inside if he can. Late on the brakes, not quite. See if he can get a better exit. But Jacko is keeping Colin ahead with the DRS. But if Jacko gets a poor exit, you just think both of these drivers are going to be on him. So Jacko's
more contact at the back. Rageman just tapped the rear of Colin.
Jacko doing everything right now. Just his car in the middle of the track. The hard tyres are not giving up on him. He's just, the pace obviously isn't there, but no one can get past him. Around the outside maybe. Turn 13, no, can't do it there, but he's now going to have the run on Jacko. Is he? No, because Jacko gets a better second phase of the exit almost. Is Colin going to dive down the inside? No, he's going to hit the back of Jacko twice. Well, won't get past that way. You've got to make it stick. You can't just knock them out the way as much as you want to. So Colin then looking for a way past. Still can't find a way past into the tightest and twistiest section of the track underneath the grandstand. So if Colin doesn't get this done, so we have a it's Speedway in the wall. Just see him on our right hand side there.
Retired
safety car.
Who's in the pits? Who's going to come in? Jacko does come in.
Our first to pit.
He's done his job. I was just going to mention Kingdon got himself involved in this battle, but now safety car is out and nullifies any overtaking opportunities, and everyone must go single file to catch up to the safety car. Yuri, this is going to benefit Yuri. There was a massive gap between him and this fight. He's now brought himself into contention. He can run long on these hard tyres. Jacko was waiting for the safety car and made it work perfectly and could come out in 10th place because
So
everyone behind is just going to pit, because why wouldn't you? As Sully is coming around slowly, he probably will pit onto... Will he pit? He's on fresh hards. He might as well stay out. Yeah, might as well stay out. It's his final stop. Let's go to the end. Neon hasn't caught up the safety car, so could take the opportunity to pit. I would say go for it, because you can run 2 sets of mediums to the end as starting on the hard tyres, and you'll be matching everyone else. I would box. Yes, you're sacrificing track position, but you're benefiting from a shorter pit stop, and I would pit.
Yeah, for sure. He's got to pit if he wants any chance of winning this race, really, because if he goes long and then pits again, he's going to be at the back of the grid unless obviously another safety car comes out. Only on lap 10 of 31, so got a safety car a bit later on in the race compared to last week. But lots of green flag running, which is great to see. So 21 laps left, probably about 19 when we get back underway. See what Neon does around this final corner, looks to the pit lane and enters the pit lane.
Should do, yeah. Very sensible. The McLaren of Mason and Liam should both follow suit and pit. If you're on the tyres you start the race on and you have to do 2 stops and you're allowed to put on the safety car, I would. The McLaren doesn't. Interesting strategy call there for McLaren. Everyone seems to be running a little bit wide out of that pit lane entry, riding on the curves. Liam is in. Should go mediums again, or maybe go for the hards now to guarantee faster tyre, like Yuri did. No, mediums on the tyres now. Can go to their window of 16 laps and then go on softs. So this could work for Liam and play in his hands. And if there's another safety car, say in 4 laps time, say if there's a safety car that's not near everyone else's pit window but can benefit him more to help him save the tyres. Stretch the softs
a wing
to the
change
end.
in the pits.
Mediums for him. He might lose a position to Gazman as everyone's on pushing to catch. Yeah, you're always going to lose position to Gazman. Maybe Lawrence too. Depends how his pit exit is. It's very tight and quite slow. Yeah, Lawrence will get through as well. So you're always going to come out in P12. Made his 2 stops. Hasn't got any penalties. But a lot of the drivers ahead have made 2 stops as well. Collins on the hards. Alternate strategy for him for Mercedes. Gazman's on the hards. Lawrence on the hards. Yuri's on the mediums. All of those have made 2 stops. Hookie's on hards on 2 stops. Sully's in the pits again with MCFC rounding out the 15 drivers left in this race.
Oh.
Sully's lost it.
He didn't... Coming out the pits, I don't even know what happened, because all I saw, he was driving out the pits, his wheel popped off and he got reset to track, so...
Oh,
yeah,
great
another
game.
game glitch from Codemasters, which is just...
Round of applause.
Lovely, yeah. Thank you, Codemasters.
Pit lane dramas, as always.
Wonderful game. And just going to point out, we have the Aston Martin safety car yet again. I don't think I've seen the Mercedes safety car.
I have seen it.
In a new game.
And I'm not sure whether we got a safety car in Hungary, but I think because that was early on in the season, Aston Martin safety car might not have been in already. However, I know it's Mercedes. I know that Mercedes at Hungary because yesterday in Jacko car I saw the safety car in the pits and it was a Mercedes, and I've seen it at Austria as well, I think. So if we race there, you'll see Mercedes. But Aston Martin, I'm not going to complain too much.
Yeah, it's a nice car.
New James Bond film come out as well.
Very, very true.
Fortunately, only one Aston Martin left in in the race. I'm just chuckling to Michael's comments. That's so Sully, by the way, in the chat. Well, that was absolutely ridiculous. Please explain, because we only saw you leave the pit exit. I didn't have you on screen, but just looking at the minimap, we saw you just leave the pit exit, and then it just your name grayed out, DNF. Good night to you.
Excellent, Codemasters. Yet another game, another week with a glitch that is race ruining. So thank you very much, Codemasters, for this wonderful, perfectly perfect game. perfectly perfect.
Is that 5 second stop go for MCFC? I think it is. He's going to go on the hards. Luckily for him, he won't get lapped. However, will he catch up to the back of the field? I have no idea, because we're 12 laps in, and the safety car may wait. Sometimes it doesn't. We're only entering the second sector now. Mason John will arrive on the scene of the safety car restart easily. It's now up to the other Alfa Romeo of MCFC. What has Kingan done? Kingan done? He's lost a couple of positions. What's he done? And now have people got illegal overtakes? I don't know what's happened there.
Spun maybe, or just went a little bit wide off the track.
Well, he got the position back on Colin, but he has lost the position to Neon. That's going to be crucial because Neon's on fresh mediums, and they've both made the same number of stops. Rageman on the podium as well, by the way. Rageman sat in the podium positions.
He's been on form, hasn't he? He's our hot driver at the minute. He has been on form for quite.
Yeah, it's 3 in a row. This could be 4 podiums in a row, I think. I'm pretty sure he didn't score any points in the first race, and with this being round 5, I'm pretty sure it'll be back-to-back podiums. I
asked him in the pre-season as Keenjun comes into the pit, so maybe he got a bit of wing damage there. Unfortunately for him, he's got the time to pit, to be fair to him. I did ask Rageman last week, didn't I, about can he win a race in the second half of the season? Maybe he can, as Nazir has retired on one of the escape roads.
I'm not sure what's happened there. Retirement track is quite forbidden, but will it be in safety car conditions? Yeah, so Michael's explained in the chat what happened. So he's coming out of the pit lane, he's grazed the wall, the game's glitched, reset him to track, and he's got no wheel. So
lovely.
We love you, Cody's, we do.
Perfect game.
We love you, Cody's, we do. Owen got really annoyed yesterday as well, which is he's also commentating Prospect. You probably missed it. I think it was live on Twitch. It started at 6 o'clock, and yeah, that should be uploaded onto YouTube after all 5 tiers have raced, I think. Yeah, you did have the pace, Michael. You did. You were on the front row. And now your Ferrari hopes are down the toilet. Unfortunately.
Yeah, not a great week for Ferrari.
2 drivers to watch out for on this restart, though, is going to be, or 3 drivers essentially. It's going to be Neon, it's going to be Jacko, and it's going to be Yuri inside the top 10 to watch out for. They're all on fresh mediums essentially. Everyone that's on the hard is going to be a little bit slow off the start. Safety car in this lap. Those drivers at the front have all got to pit again anyway, but they'll have older tyres compared to the rest of the grid behind them.
This is a long safety car. Lap 13 out of 31. It came on lap 10, so this will be the final lap of safety car. The lights have gone off already, so
yeah. What's Aaron going to do? When's he going to bolt? I'd probably bolt penultimate corner, because the start finish line is actually quite early as you enter the final corner. Aaron's going to lead us away. Quinn's got to watch out. Aaron's gone. Quinn should go. Rageman's got a bounce as well. Oh, is that Quinn round?
Quinn round, yeah.
Tried to get on the power early with no traction control. Cold mediums in the rear, and is now going to lose every single position available to him, and is now at the back with his teammate, who's going side by side with Mason through turn 1. Mason down to 12th. Kingan now into 11th. In terms of the leaders, Aaron stays facing the right way with Rageman in second. Neon now on the podium, trying to put some heat into those tyres as he's got a little bit of free air from Colin behind on those hards. This is Jacko's chance to overtake Colin towards turn 7. Holds back, but is going to have to be patient as he's going to have the better tyres for now. Gazzaman's going to be putting pressure on these guys along with Lawrence, who's got a time penalty. Yuri's going to be on fresh medium, so he's going to be on a charge with Hooky behind him. So it's a little bit of a train from Rageman, but it's going to be Colin. If he can't keep that 1 second window, is going to be the leader, and punching an air for everyone behind him.
Yeah, Neon did really well to lead the amount of laps he did on those hard tyres. Come back in third and still not be that far away. Only a second, well, a few seconds off the lead, but on those fresher tyres, he'll have more of an advantage a little bit further on in the stint. It's now going to be Colin on those hards, who might be a little bit under the pressure, definitely under pressure from Jacko, and then Gazman on his hards, looking to get past these guys. Got the pace. Lawrence on his hards, and then Yuri on mediums. So this is a train right the way down to Liam in 10th, and maybe even Kingdon in 11th. So top four very much at play. Podium starting to pull away. Jacko picks up a penny, not what he would have wanted. Are we going to see any moves into turn one? Doesn't really look like anyone's close enough. Maybe Liam on Hooky down the inside of turn one. He does get it. Goes a bit deep. Will Hooky come back in down the inside? He will. Oh, bit of contact there. And Hooky stays ahead. That was all from Liam going that little bit deep. But now is where we're going to see some more overtakes. You'd like to think Jacko maybe not close enough. The closest driver of this pack is Yuri. Will Yuri go for a move anywhere? Not quite. Looks for the inside, but doesn't. Liam down the inside? No, can't quite. Oh, Hooky outbroke himself there, though. That is going to allow Liam past. Round the outside he goes. Can he keep the car in a straight line and round the corner? Yes, he can. So that's Liam now promoted on his hards up to 9th. Hooky 10th. Kingdon just behind him in 11th. Mason in 12th. That a little bit back. And then Speed Quinn with the spin is now about 5 seconds back from these guys.
Yeah, I was going to mention that Liam did go a little bit off track.
Wall.
Oh, that's going to be a little bit of
wing damage for sure.
Yeah, there is wing damage on his front right end plate, and drama Aston Martin. He was on the pace on those fresh mediums, is now going to have to pit. What tyres did he start on? Hard tyres.
Hard, yeah.
Yeah, so another fresh set of mediums should clearly go to the end. Liam's gotten by, has he? No, he's struggling. Liam and Hooky are going to try and follow each other through. Quinn is out.
Oh, Jacko's a lucky boy.
Yeah, not only holds on to the positions.
Safety car as well.
Yeah, it's a safety car. I don't know what Quinn's done. He's lost it through turn 13, I think that is. Maybe 14. Yeah, turn 14. Third DRS straight. Everyone's going really slowly. What has happened to Kingdon? Has he got an illegal... What? I'm sorry,
I think
but what's
there's
happening?
a bit of an illegal overtake glitch.
Oh.
Here, either that or the Delta has gone a bit mad, but everyone pitting. Yuri, I noticed, came into the pits for a fresh set of boots.
They're not going to be fresh. They're his mediums that he started on.
Oh yeah, 6 lap old mediums, so they're fresher.
I'd have gone back on the hards. Realistically, I'd have gone back on the hards if I was Yuri. Either stay out on those mediums, which he fully could have done, I think. He could have fully stayed out and got to the end on those. But he's decided to go for older mediums to try and go to the end. Not the smartest choice. Probably would have gone hards. Because everyone around him, Aaron, Rageman and Colin ahead, and Jacko and Hooky behind, all on fresh mediums that can go to the end. Yuri's going to be a sitting duck. If he...
Come the end of the race, yeah.
I've probably sacrificed those 2 positions behind him to put those boots on that he just had. Put them back on.
Yeah, he should have stayed out really, and not a great call from the Alfa Romeo team, but Neon has stayed out on those mediums. Only 4 laps old, and maybe hoping for another safety car a bit later on. And we saw he could lead. He led quite a lot of the laps out in front with hards on, and pulled away a little bit. So maybe he's got a plan. King
just got by Mason. Well, that's where he originally was. He was ahead of both McLarens. One pit, one stayed out. So whether there's some illegal overtake shenanigans happening. I know there was a 5-second penalty between Lawrence and Kingdon as they hit each other as that safety car developed.
This could be a really good strategy for Neon if Gazman hasn't got the pace to fight him, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 hard runners, Mason who has to pit, and then there's Aaron who essentially is going to be the quickest man on track.
Yeah.
You'd assume him and Rageman, as Mason does pit in the end, so realises that needs to make that other stop. So the only person now to not make their second stop is Neon. this could get interesting towards the latter half of this race. If Neon has the pace to pull away, if Aaron gets doesn't get stuck in traffic. Is that Kingdon's spun? That is Kingdon's spun.
Can't keep it in a straight line on the safety car.
Gone around on the safety car, yeah.
That's twice
that's
now.
promoted everyone up. That Aaron there's only 3 hard runners for Aaron to get past, so it's going to be interesting. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. It's going to be an exciting second half of the race.
Yeah, we're only just past
halfway through.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers to not finish this one so far. Let's hope we don't have any more.
Yeah, let's hope that, because every driver that finishes will get a point. Guaranteed points now. Anyone, say if you're Mason and you might be sitting in 12th, you're going to get a point. However, if anyone ahead retires, you're doubling your points. You're just getting more and more points for every position. This is really going to spice up the championship in terms of order. Gazaman doing what he needs to do and be ahead of Aaron. Aaron's got... What is happening? Why is there more... What? Why is Kingdon now ahead of... What's going on? Between the 2 McLarens and Kingdon on how not to drive around on the safety car. Neon staying with the safety car here. Kingdon now behind at the back. Somehow. For some reason. I don't know. Great game, CODEMASTERS. Neon's keeping the pace up with the Aston Martin safety car here. And is going to have to go at some point after the safety car's entered the pits, because when's he going to go? He's going to have to try and mug off Gazaman. He's gone already. Doesn't want to do what Quinn did, but not the greatest launch from the AlphaTauri. No pressure from the sister team Gazaman behind, but it's currently an AlphaTauri 1-3 with a Red Bull slap bang in the middle of that, and they're going to be fuming our Red Bull, seeing as there's only one driver racing for them, and both AlphaTauris are sitting 1-3 with one of them at least in net P2 on the same fresh tyres. Yellow flag. Is that for... I'm not too sure. Hooky. That is Hooky having a mare on the one down towards turn 5.
Lawrence is past Gazaman up at the top, so that's an AlphaTauri 1-2 as it stands. Lawrence can now maybe do Neon a good favour and hold the rest of the field up. Yeah,
that's going to be crucial now. He's just got a time penalty, so I think it's going to be team orders from here on out. Now you're ahead of the Red Bull. Hold him back, and Neon can try and pull it away and maybe try and recover something out of this race. The pit lane, as I said, very long, so I don't think there's going to be a 28-second window, but it doesn't matter. Gazaman's had a spin. Whether there was contact, I'm not too sure, but Gazaman's lost the rear and is down in 9th place now. And Aaron's going to be loving it, now promoted up to 3rd as he got ahead of Liam on the restart. Crucial here for Lawrence. He's going to have a fast Aaron behind him, and Aaron has made quite a few overtakes so far getting through traffic, and fresh mediums versus 7-up old hards shouldn't be too difficult if he can get it done one and done. He's now within DRS, so if it isn't going to get done here, it's more than likely going to get done down towards turn 7. No DRS for Aaron this time around because he wasn't within 1 second at the detection point. This is Aaron's best opportunity now to not only take over the net race lead comfortably, but go on and maybe even help secure a 1-2 Mercedes, as this is an opportunity without DRS for Aaron outside round turn 7. Is there going to be any space between the two of them? Aaron gets forced off track. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. Lawrence knows this is for victory, and Lawrence has got the better drive on exit, holds the position, and showing how difficult it actually is to overtake without DRS.
I know this is allowing Leon to just pull away that little bit more. It's not enough really. Like 2.6 seconds is barely anything around this track, but still pulling away nonetheless. If Lawrence can do this for the next 10, 15 laps, then Neon can maybe put a set of softs on and be really quick towards the end. He's just got to hope his teammate can keep Aaron's behind for this amount of time. Meanwhile, behind Rageman looking at Colin, who's also looking at Liam. This battle for 4th, so a lot of on-track action. Yuri chilling in 7th, with Jacko just behind, so these two...
This is the battle for the final spot of the podium. What Liam's holding up is the final spot on the podium, with Neon needing to pit. This is your final spot on the podium for any of these. It could go to any of them, because maybe not Jacko because he's got a penalty, but the rest of them have a great opportunity to snag a podium here as DRS finally gets enabled, and this is going to be Aaron's best opportunity on the run down towards turn 7 to get the job done. The gap between Lawrence and Neon is not really growing that much now that tyre wear, as Liam's retired. Liam is out through turn 1.
Safety car
is out through turn 2. Has he lost it turn 2? Somewhere at turn 2 Liam's car is stranded on... I can't see it. It's on the exit of turn 2 towards 3, and I'm not sure what happened there.
Me neither.
Neon should
pit now, right?
Yeah, it will be at the back anyway, but excuse me, he will be at the back on fresher tyres and within 1 second of the closest car. So he's got a good opportunity here to make some overtakes and pit on. What tyres did he start on? Hard tyres started on. Can now pit 4 mediums and comfortably go to the end of the Grand Prix and guarantee himself the freshest tyres compared to everyone else.
Or does he risk it with softs with about 8 laps running towards the end? It is a risk, but softs can do it 8 laps.
They can. But the more time you spend,
the safer option,
yeah, the more time you spend behind the car, the more wear you're putting into your tyres, trying to push to get by them, and then you just get more frustrated. When you're rushing to get overtakes done, because your risk of tyre wear is going to increase, it'd be beneficial for Neon to go onto a fresh set of mediums, and then just plough through the rest of the field. Not physically plough, but overtake his way up back to the top. Does he pit? Stay out?
No, he stays out. Interesting.
One and only driver yet to make a pit stop, as Lawrence does decide to pit. That's sensible. So maybe there was some inter-team discussion between Alpha Tauri. Lawrence is going to box for fresh mediums, I'd hope.
And Draco and Gaza. Maybe some soft tyres going to come out, like I said.
Maybe. But yeah, Jacko on softs. It's mediums for Lawrence and soft tyres for Yuri. Gazaman on fresh mediums. Kingdon will probably come in on to fresh softs. No mediums. He's got to serve a 5-second stop go. Hooky is a long way back, so we'll join the back of this queue. This is crucial now. If I was Neon, I'd have boxed, because you would have guaranteed yourself at least P6.
He's now going to have a very quick Aaron behind him, as well as the guys on softs that he's going to pit and come out last when he does pit. So interesting strategy here. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial now, especially for Yuri and Jacko, to spend time now on this essentially outlap. To not cook your tyres, not overheat them, not put any wear into them realistically. Take your time to catch up to the safety car. You can go quicker than the safety car can without having to push, and you should catch up quite easily. It's going to be difficult for Hooky though. He's a long way back. He's got to go full pace, and I would pit as well. Hooky might as well pit for fresh boots, because catching up to the field on 9 lap old beams is going to be useless when everyone ahead of you is on fresh tyres.
Yeah, this could be another shock winner, could be another Aaron win. I think Aaron took control in France last week, didn't he? And won the race basically from start to finish, even though he had a few moments where he could have been overtaken. So Aaron proving he has the pace. Gazaman was his closest championship rival down in 9th, so an unlucky run of form as we hit the midway point of this season.
Yeah, this will be 5 races down, 5 to go. At the halfway stage, we're really looking to see what drivers are shining and keeping their consistent points form going. So far, Aaron, even though having one bad result, I think that was at Hungary with the mixed conditions, is comfortably net leader and looking to secure his third win of the season and pull away from Gazaman in the points furthermore. It's going to be a Mercedes 1-2. I think I called it, with the fact that Lawrence was going to be on old mediums. However, he's going to be on old hards. He's going to be on new mediums. As Kingjan, Yuri's in the pits again.
Yuri and Jacko have put another set of fresh softs on.
It's worth it. I might say it's worth it. Yes, you're going to lose 2 positions, but the safety car is going to come in this lap. And if the safety car doesn't come in this lap, do you know what you could do? Just box on more softs.
I don't blame them, actually. That's there, not bad.
Very sensible.
I was a bit confused to start with, but
Yuri didn't use any softs in qualifying, so he's got a full range of fresh softs for the rest of the Grand Prix.
I'm just wondering if Yuri and Jacko are communicating in some way, or if this is just very similar strategies for the both of them.
I wouldn't be surprised if Yuri's hacked up a party with himself. I know it was him and Quinn in a party. Maybe Jacko got an invite. I'm not too sure. It wasn't one that I was invited to because I couldn't see him online. No little briefing before the race from the commentators. No cursing. Only on track for them. Right, that McLaren's quite close, so we should get underway at the end of this lap. End of second sector split tends to be the notification to us and the drivers when the safety car is going to come in. Gives drivers enough time to, especially if you're the leader, hold the field up. And hopefully Neon knows that you do have to do a 2-stop, otherwise I believe that might be instant disqualification from the race from not following the rules.
Even if he tries to do a 1-stop, turn up old mediums, he's going to struggle anyway, but I think he's going to go softs at the end and just try and be fast as safety car in this lap then.
Yeah, safety car in quite late compared to what we've seen, but that's probably because Neon's keeping his nose nice and close to that safety car as he did last time out. This is second time for Neon to get it underway. He nearly got caught out by the Red Bull of Gazaman down towards turn 1. He's got Aaron behind on fresher tyres, and Neon looks to be going now. No loose rears from anyone, and this is an opportunity for Aaron to get the move done before DRS gets activated. In towards turn 1, I see a McLaren of Mason going late up the inside. He's going to force Gazaman off wide. He's got Kingjan and Yuri behind to watch out for. Kingjan's going to go around the outside. Yuri's going to have the inside. I think that's 2 moves in 1 for Yuri as he moves up to 7th on those fresh tyres. Jacko's got by Kingjan, and up the inside of the McLaren is up to 8th. So following Yuri through pretty much corner after corner, and is Yuri's opportunity now to get by Gazaman. Even though he's on fresh mediums, he's going to be on the slower tyre as Mason now losing positions to his teammate, who's ghosted. I'm not too sure why, unless he's left the session.
Yeah, I think he's disconnected, unfortunately, for that one. But Mason really struggling on those hards, so not the restart he would have wanted. And Neon is not exactly pulling away, so I'm not sure what Neon's going to do. I think both Mercedes will get him on track before Neon decides to pit. Not sure when Neon will decide to pit, but Yuri looking well on those softs along with Jacko, and then the fresh medium runners of Gaza and Lawrence also looking not too bad as well. So they never know. This race could not necessarily be won by a Mercedes, but the podium is definitely on for the likes of Lawrence and Gaza. Yuri picking up a penalty, so now Gaza probably biggest podium potential without a penalty so far.
Yeah, that I was just going to bring up penalties. The fact that Lawrence has got 6, so really throws himself out of finishing maybe inside the top 10. Gazaman's had a mistake, and Yuri is through. Not too sure what Gazaman was doing there. Yuri is now through. Maybe he doesn't want to fight it, considering he's on the fresh softs and Yuri's got a penalty. Let Yuri do all the hard work and try and overtake everyone. He's got Lawrence up ahead, but Lawrence is attacking Rageman, and all these guys are doing is staying in DRS, and this is a massive train all the way down to 9th. And if you haven't got a penalty, you're well in this fight to win this Grand Prix. And what's going to benefit Gazaman is the penalties ahead of him are going to promote him at least 2 positions.
They will. It just all depends on the amount of penalties people get, because Lawrence down the inside of Rageman goes a bit wide. Yeah, Rageman gonna get that back. Yuri's now gonna have a look.
Switch back.
And he's gonna have the tyres around the outside. What a move if he gets this done.
Oh,
Does make
nice.
a bit of contact, but that's perfectly legal. What a move from Yuri there up to 5th place. So these soft tyres working wonders for him, and he could now see the podium and in fact see the lead of the race.
Yeah, the more cars he puts between himself and drivers behind that don't have penalties, the higher position he's going to finish. Because there's only one person behind him that doesn't have a penalty that could snag a position, and that's Gazzaman. He's now on a charge, is Yuri. Rageman's his next target. Lawrence tried to get the move on Rageman, went in a little bit too deep and opened up the corner for Yuri to get better traction on those fresh tyres, softer tyres, and eases by Lawrence. Rageman's his next target. DRS should get activated, not this lap. Might be the end of this lap, I think. Might be.
Yeah,
we'll soon find out.
This lap, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be Aaron's chance to take the lead. Colin's sitting tight. Hookie's got by Kingdon, so Kingdon's had a mare. He's got no front wing.
Oh, Yuri's spun at the last corner.
Yellow flag sector 3. That's for Yuri and for Kingdon, who's got no front wing. Not sure whether Yuri's got any damage, but he's lost positions after being on a charge.
Yeah, big damage. Big damage to that front of the Alpha, I think. Or maybe not. Doesn't look it actually from the broadcast camera, but he hit the wall so hard I thought surely there's something damage there, but that's so unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo. But
left, right for Neon, up the inside by Aaron, goes incredibly deep and very loose by Neon on exit, and there comes Colin up the inside of Neon. 2 Mercedes by in 2 corners, and that's dream work for the Mercedes. Very deep for Aaron. The overspeed of DRS got him through, and Colin follows suit after Leon got out of shape on the exit. Rageman wants to get by as quickly as possible to secure this podium, because Gazzaman's still a threat behind on those fresher mediums compared to Rageman. Neon's going to start losing a lot of time and positions here, and already falling back from the Mercedes. Yellow flag sector 1, that's Kingdon again on those fresh softs. Just come out the pits. Oh, this is going to get tasty.
Wondering if we're going to see some Mercedes team orders here. Is Colin looking like the faster driver at the minute? Maybe he holds suit, maybe he'll just race till the end. But Neon's surely going to have to pit now. If he doesn't, then not sure what his plan is. Safety car is less and less likely to come out again. So maybe Neon in the pits for some fresh softs. Nope, stays out. So maybe someone told this man.
Oh, Mason lost the back end. Oh, I saw him lose the back end, I think. No, he's further back.
Oh,
I saw someone lose.
As well.
Yeah, it was Jacko I saw lose the back end. And safety car is out.
Yuri and Jacko both pit, so another set of softs. Yuri making his 6th stop.
Hookie goes through. But he is ghosted, so I believe that's a disconnection, so it should be easy positions for Yuri and Jacko. So Kingdon gets back in this race somehow. Yeah, a couple of mistakes. One from Mason Jr. through the end of the 2nd sector. Kingdon, what are you doing? He just stopped and then decided to... Oh. Well, we're going to go off board Kingdon as he decides to try and drift around the corners of Monaco.
Monaco? You mean Singapore?
Singapore. Well... It's night time and it's dark. Night time and it's dark. Night time and it's a street circuit. Kingdon up to 10th. I'm not sure what your plan is, fella, but you're in the top 10.
Neon has to pit, and I hope and hope and hope he knows that.
He knows. He should know. He's got to know. Please no. Please no. You've got to do 2 stops. Be
interesting to see if he pits this lap.
He's surely got to. Surely. Maybe. Well, Hookie should pit. He's got 21 seconds behind him. Oh, a Hookie can't pit, should I say? He's an AI. Never mind. Gazzaman should pit if I was him. Lawrence. If Gazzaman pits, Lawrence pits. If Lawrence pits, Gazzaman pits. If Rageman pits, I'd expect everyone behind to follow suit. Gazzaman should be the one to pit. Lawrence does. Lawrence and Gazzaman are both into pits. Rageman stays out. Neon stays out, and there's probably going to get a disqualification at the end of this race for not doing the mandatory 2 stop. I am right. It does say 1 stop there.
It does for me as well. So, unless it's a game glitch and...
no, I'm pretty sure I've only seen him
something's
enter the
gone
pits
wrong.
once. So,
Yeah, he's gone
fresh
hard to
softs.
mediums.
Fresh softs for Lawrence, fresh softs for Gazman. Yuri's on fresh softs, and Jacko's on old softs. Essentially, 1 lap old softs. Kingdon is a minute behind and picking up time penalties. I'm going to have to get a move on if he wants to catch up to this field.
So then, Aaron is currently leading once again from his teammate Colin in second. So it's a Mercedes 1-2 as it stands. Both have the same lap on tyres. Behind them is Neon, who must pit or faces disqualification. Rageman then comes on technically what is net P3. 10 lap old tyres, so similar to, well, the same as the two Mercedes. So if he was a bit closer, he'd like to be fighting though. So Neon needs to pit ASAP for Rageman's benefit. Hooky in 5th. The ghost car, the disconnected ghost car in P5, but on 15 lap on mediums, but people will just drive through anyway. So Lawrence, Gazzaman, Yuri, Jacko all on fresh softs. Kingdon really not having a nice time as he's backwards again through the 3rd sector. What are you doing, Kingdon? I know it's difficult to drive, but you can't just reverse down the track like this. This is surely dangerous. He's going to get going and round again. Safety car's going to be out until the latest possible point.
Should be 3 laps.
Yeah, I'm just wondering who's got the best chance here. I think Gazzaman without that penalty.
Yeah, big opportunity here for Gazman to snatch as many points and maybe even snatch a race win. But he's going to have to get by Lawrence, who is going to hold him back on those fresh tyres. Hooky's not really a fight, he's a ghost, and everyone should get by him quickly. Rageman has got the same tyre wear as Colin and Aaron ahead, essentially on lap life. Neon's been told to pit and does pit. Maybe waited the latest as possible to pit, but he is going to lose all the positions he gained from not pitting.
I did message him, by the way, on PlayStation that he has to make 2 stops, so might have just saved his bacon.
Thank you very much.
But he's gonna come out on the soft tie. So again, still in a good position. Maybe it was his strategy all along and we didn't know, but had confirmed to him he needed to make 2 stops, and now he's aware. So keeping everybody safe from a disqualification then. So 10 finishes so far. Kingdon still miles away.
Don't jinx it.
Kingdon is not going to catch up to the safety car queue in time, so unfortunate for him, but he just doesn't seem to be able to keep the car in a straight line. But yeah, safety car should be in the end of this lap.
Yeah, we'll get 3 green flag runnings. We'll get DRS on the final lap as long as there's no more incidents. We shouldn't get any more safety cars or VSCs for the remainder of this race. 28 laps will have been completed. 3 will be left for these drivers to navigate around the tricky streets of Singapore. Who's your money on though? Who's your money on, Risky?
My money is on the soft driver runner of Gazzaman. I think Gazzaman will, if he clears Lawrence, has the pace to get past these guys. Yeah, Hooky obviously the easier one. And yet again, a safety car's come out in the last few laps of a 1-hub race that I'm commentating on. So excellent.
Whoa.
One of those things.
Nice and spicy at the end. No weather to throw a spanner in the works, but safety cars at the end close the field up to within a second of each other. You put a blanket over the entire field if you wanted to. Quite a big blanket, but still a blanket. But yeah, when every single driver is within a second of each other, when there's only 3 laps to go, anything can happen. There's drivers on different tyres, drivers with penalties, age difference between tyres, even though they're on the same compound. For example, Kingdon, even though way behind, is on 5 lap old mediums compared to the front 3 are on 11 lap old mediums. We will get 1 more lap on the safety car, however, so that we'll only get 2 green flag running laps. Therefore, there will not be any DRS. So any overtaking opportunities are going to have to be done on raw pace and skill.
Which means the soft tyre runners will benefit most.
They will, yeah. because there's going to be sheer grip difference, especially for those drivers on the fresh ones. Lawrence and Gazman going to be in the best position. Neon, I wouldn't discount him either, but he's going to have to get by a lot of traffic.
He is indeed, but penalties for those ahead. Neon currently technically then sits 2, 3, 5th place roughly with the penalties. So if he doesn't get a penalty, maybe he gets a few overtakes on himself. Maybe he can challenge, but with 2 laps left, it's going to be a struggle. Word so far to describe this race: interesting.
Hello, Matter in the chat. Welcome to the final few laps of points tier for One Hub. I hope you're raring to go for your race in Pinnacle. And yeah, hopefully you get to see what 10 of the 18 drivers can do and what you can try and do. Maybe you can watch back and see what the strategy is like. Obviously it's going to be a lot fiercer and quicker in Pinnacle. Please keep your head in the game. Need you lads in the party chat. Maybe once this is over, hop in, I don't know, a party that I'm in at least, and I'll join you after this.
So, the safety car then should not be in this race. Should not be
in the race. It's what? It's in this lap.
At the end of this, yes.
It did pop up. It popped
the
up.
Final laps of the race. There we go.
It did
Got
pop
the
up.
words in the end.
Yeah. Your money's on Gazaman, but he's got to get by 2 people to have any opportunity to even get on the podium. The drivers ahead are on penalties. He's going to have to overtake 1 cleanly to get an opportunity to go towards the podium fight, but it's going to be difficult when both drivers have similar pace. What is Aaron going to do here? He's going to have to try and get a better start than his teammate, and Aaron is gone. Here comes Rageman on Colin, who's had a really interesting restart. Lawrence has got through on Hooky, and it's now Gazaman's opportunity to get through here on him as well. Lawrence has got to put a charge on, but it's line astern as Gazaman now gets by Hooky, side by side or inside each other, we might say. And Yuri gets through as well. It should be easy for Jacko, who's got the threat of Neon behind him. Jacko's tyres are going to be a little bit worse for wear. Even though they say they're 4 laps old, he has done 3 of them under safety car. Now as we run down towards turn 7, side by side between Rageman and Lawrence. Lawrence on those fresh soft tyres gets pushed out wide, but he's going to have the inside towards turn 8, and that's position gained for Lawrence. Rageman not really fighting it, knowing that Rageman does have a penalty and there only being 1.5 laps remaining. Gazaman now is going to have to get by Rageman to even secure a podium. This is an opportunity for a podium for Gazaman. Damage limitation in the driver's standings for Gazaman, because Colin there sat in P2. Gazaman would like a podium out of this. Oh, as Yuri runs in deep into the second sector. Not sure he lost any wing. Didn't see anything fly off. I think we run standard on the damage model as Neon goes up the inside of Jacko. Colin Lawrence going side by side. Yeah. Lawrence around the outside is going to have the inside for the next corner. Yuri picks up another time penalty as is now stayed ahead of Neon. Neon's going to gain at least 1 position. Lawrence now on a charge and is going to have to try and find 3 seconds in 1 lap. It's not going to be good enough, but how far up the pitch is he going to get towards the end? He's currently... His 3 second window is to Yuri, so he's guaranteed top 5 for now. Here we go then. 1 lap remaining for these drivers here at Singapore. Lawrence on Aaron. Neon gets by Yuri up the inside into turn 1. So one Alpha Tower is making moves, the other one's lining them up. Here comes Lawrence then on the back of Aaron. No benefit of DRS. It's going to be push everything on ERS and Slipstream as Lawrence tries to get the better exit. Here we go then, Niuski.
Yeah, down towards the left-hander, sharp left-hander. He's going to be... don't think he's going to have the raw straight line speed as well. Gazaman nearly got Rageman around the outside, but couldn't quite do it there. And Lawrence would, without those penalty or the penalties, however many he's got, I think it's 6 seconds now. It is 6 seconds now.
It is.
Would love to.
That's going to drop him. That's going to drop him all the way down to 9th. I thought it was only 3. That's going to be really crucial as Jacko gets by Kingjin. Oh, Jacko goes deep and hits the wall. He's still in this race, but he's got no front wing. Will secure 10th place for Aston Martin. Back to the front. A little bit further away as Hockey and Kingdon go side by side. Kingdon's got no front wing either, so two drivers are going to be crawling back to the finish line. We're not done just yet. That gap's starting to increase between these guys, and I think P8 looks promising for Lawrence if he keeps it on track. He wants to win on track, but I think it's going to be Aaron who secures not only his third win of the season, but it's going to be back-to-back for the Mercedes driver here in Singapore. 2 corners to navigate. Round he goes. Aaron wins here in One Hub once again. P1 for him. Where will Lawrence drop? It's going to be a Mercedes 1-2 at least, and that's going to really show Mercedes in the constructors, and I think could be near enough not as catchable. Rageman hangs on for his back-to-back podium. 4 races in a row for P3 and P2 for Rageman. Yet to get a victory. Gazzaman drops down the field. Might have got a penalty actually at the end. Not too sure. Doesn't tell me how many penalties he's got because he's crossed the checkered flag. But he was right on the back of Rageman and lost some time. Neon hangs on for 5th. Lawrence down to 6th because of that penalties. Yuri had penalties as well, so he finishes in 7th in his One Hub debut. I'm not sure whether Hooky will get 8th because his car is disconnected. That could be a P8 for Kingdon and Jacko.
Yeah, lovely donuts as well. Jacko did, whether they were intentional or not, without a front wing, did a few donuts just to end what has been a long race. But yeah, brilliant race from Aaron once again. And a Mercedes 1-2 is probably the best, well, is the best outcome for the constructors. The constructors now gap will be absolutely massive to the Haas guys in the Red Bull team. So obviously big congratulations to both of them. Well done to Neon as well, after maybe not realising he had to make that second stop, and then 5th place for him, not too bad. But if that race was longer, I feel like we would have seen a soft runner definitely win this race. But yeah, once again, very well done to all the drivers. Debut for Yuri as well, up in P7, not the worst, 17th to 7th. Should be pretty impressed with that, even though he had the pace for more.
Right, driver of the day nominations after we run through the order. Mercedes 1-2 for the first time this season. Colin, even though he's in the shadow of Aaron, pushing him along and keeping him at bay there in 2nd place. Rageman gets his 4th podium in a row for 3rd. Gazzaman hangs on for 4th. Damage limitation there for Red Bull. IRL Neon takes Sully's advice and pits for 5th place. Lawrence is 6th. Yuri 7th, Hooky 8th, Kingdon 9th, Jacko 10th. All those drivers finish, therefore get points. Mason, Liam, Quinn, MCFC, O'Sully, Giggle and Speedway all did not finish the race. Driver of the day nominations. I'm going to go for Yuri. For his first Grand Prix, although it may have bolted it a little bit with that spin, did secure a strong points finish for his first One Hub race. So there's my nomination, and the question is, how long do you think it will take you to settle into this season, even though there's only 5 races left? Do you see a higher points paying position than you accomplished today? And who do you nominate, Yuri? Risky.
I'm gonna give it to Aaron this week because after an incredible drive, honestly, both Mercedes putting in a shift, and week after week. My question to Aaron is: can he wrap this championship up before the end of the season? And can the constructors be won as well? So, you know, the Mercedes got such a good chance. Aaron's got such a good chance now with the back-to-back wins, I believe. So yeah, good luck to the rest of the drivers, and yeah, this has been an exciting race, and I'm glad to have been here for it.
Yeah, fantastic stuff once again. Drivers helping us out as well with some fantastic racing. Next week, 8th of October, here on YouTube Live. I think it might be YouTube, it could be Twitch. Either way, same time next week. We're going to be at Spa-Francorchamps, Belgium Grand Prix for round 6. Be sure to check out the other tiers that are racing. Pinnacle, I believe, will be getting underway shortly. Be sure to catch Podium and Precision, who are already underway. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.